everyone. I'm your host, comedian, magician, Danny Whitson. But it's all tricks aside, because tonight we're turning the paranormal into the normal. Join me as we explore the gray areas of reality. We're going to talk all things paranormal, UFOs, ghosts, cryptids, and aliens, and see how it's all connected. This podcast is brought to you by the Experiencer Support Association, and we are live. So if you're an experiencer yourself, or you're just plain nosy, be sure to send me your question and subscribe to the podcast. Now, get ready, because it's going to get deep. No, really, we're going to go way out there, because this is Beyond the Tinfoil Hat. What's up, my paranormal junkies? Welcome to Beyond the Tinfoil Hat, and I'm your host, Danny Whitson. Guys, we got a good show lined up for you this evening, but first, we are broadcasting live from the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network on the Gulf, and 105.3 FM on the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM in New Orleans. Guys, if you're tuning in, watching this live, thank you so much. We really do appreciate you. Well, we don't have a guest for tonight, but I do think we've got the next best thing. He's better than a guest. Yes, this guy, he is behind the scenes. Too nice to be mean. Everybody's favorite tech guy. Mr. Chris Green.
Hey, Danny.
Yes, and by the way, also, we missed you last week, Chris. Christy did a fantastic job. She filled in for you, but I think you were away, I don't know, fighting crime, whatever it is you do when you're not here at Beyond the Tinfoil Hat. But glad to have you back here, Chris.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad she didn't screw up too bad.
No, just a few fires. I think I did lose a pinky toe, but we made it, and I think overall she did a good job. So
that's perfect.
But yeah. So how's it been up there in good old Canada?
It's been good. I'm on a spiritual journey right now.
Cool.
So I recently took up native drumming.
Okay, now you're really into with your indigenous type culture. Right. So yeah, cool, man. Native
drumming, and an elder has talked to me, and I now have my own drum. But it was one that he saw. I've always been drawn to it. It's at my class. And so I've been going for weeks and weeks and weeks, and I keep staring at this one little hand drum that is not made. It was kind of half-ass made and then broke. And I kept staring at it. And he goes, "You're staring at a drum, aren't you?" I'm like, "Yep." So he walks over and picks, because there's a few there. And he walks over and picks up the one that I've been staring at. I'm like, "This is the one." He goes, "I know. I've been watching you stare at it for the last 2 months." I'm like, "Okay." And I'm like, "Okay." So in my culture, for giving or for advice for an elder, you give tobacco. So I had tobacco in my pocket, so I gave tobacco. And I'm like, "Okay, so what does that mean?" He hands me the drum. He goes, "You got to make it."
Cool.
So I'm in the process of doing that. And yeah, so it's been teaching me a lot. I'm getting through the demons that I've had, And yeah, I'm feeling good about myself, and it's been
Well, you look good. I'll tell you that much.
It's been healing.
You give a man a haircut and a hand drum, and boy, it do wonders for him. And some tobacco. Is it tobacco? Are you sure? Is it tobacco that? See,
No,
my
no,
culture, we don't give tobacco. We give the other stuff.
No, it is tobacco. Yes. So, how's been your life, man? I haven't seen you in 2 weeks, so.
Let's see. I had a great show in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, up there where your boy Cooter be hanging out. Chris is a big Dukes of Hazzard fan. For you guys who don't get the Cooter reference, Cooter was the mechanic from the show Dukes of Hazzard that we watched.
He was the mechanic on the show. He wasn't the mechanic for the show.
Well, he wasn't for the show. He was on the show. Good old Cooter. But anyways, yeah, great show up there. And then been on movie set trying to get this movie finished up. A lot of interesting thing. Like I said, I got bit by a tick, which that's not fun. So guys, send me your good vibes. What was that? I just heard. Did you hear that? I don't know what that was.
I don't know. You keep hearing things.
No, it sounded like someone just lost like air out of their tire. It was, I don't know.
Nope.
But yeah, I got bit by a tick, and so far it doesn't look bad. So let's hope it doesn't turn into anything serious. But we're watching that, and right on my arm, right on a tattoo. Of all places, he could have bit me. Actually, when I kind of think about it, I would much rather even bite me there than some other places. But still, right on a tattoo. But
I'd rather it on the tattoo than anywhere else.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I don't have tattoos, in any of those places either. So this is the best place.
Yes.
And then got a show coming up this Saturday in Asheville, North Carolina. Asheville Vaudeville. If people in the Asheville area, anywhere close by, listening to the podcast, come out and see the show. You will love. It's a fantastic. I get to perform with a fantastic group of vaudevillians at Asheville Vaudeville. It's a very fun show, very fun time. So, but yeah, other than that, doing really good. A little bit of some crazy UAP, strange, weird news going on in the world. I don't know if you saw the video I posted last week.
Yes, I did. I did take a look at it.
How weird is that? Okay.
Really weird.
That's more terrifying than anything. This is more terrifying, folks, than any ghost, any Sasquatch, any gray, anything that you may be afraid of. Okay. There was a news article floating around, and I posted a video on my TikTok. You can come watch the TikTok there if you want to, or on Instagram, Super Magic Boy, or on Facebook, Danny Wits of Magic and Comedy. Nice little plugs I could put in there. You see how I did that. But apparently some psycho was it? I think it was it 79 people he abducted? He had kidnapped like 79 people. And he, I guess, molested them or whatever. But while he did this, he was dressed up like an alien. So there's 79 people that either they may have thought this was a real experience or just some idiot wearing a mask. I don't know. But geez, I'm glad they caught the guy and threw him under the bus. I hope he gets thrown under the jail. And I hope Big Bubba and Big Black pay him a visit. That's what I hope. But yeah, that was it's crazy. Now this is just in. Here's some good old fresh UAP tea. Hold on, look. I got the tea, folks. I got the tea. I don't know if I really do, but this was the headlines we just read. Lawmakers upset after no answers on UAP sightings at U.S. military bases. Well, we know they're not going to get answers. Dating back to the drones and, the drones are the stuff that you heard on the actual news. The orbs, no, they didn't talk too much about them orbs. A little more tough to explain the orbs. Maybe the drones were up there because of the orbs. I don't know, but you're not going to get answers. They're not going to tell you anything. The lawmakers are, and the lawmakers know that. They know that they're not going to get told the truth. You know, they're just trying to be for the people so they can, you know, look good. That's me. Maybe I'm being cynical, but you know, I don't think we'll ever get the real answers on that. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. Now, here, let's see. UAP still pose concern. Whistleblower Ryan Graves says this is just. This was talked about on News Nation. You know, Ryan Graves. You know who Ryan Graves is, right, Chris? You've heard him do his. He's a very smart guy. He protects himself. He doesn't put himself. He tries not to put himself in crazy, idiotic situations. I know he kind of got in the thing with the whole the thing in Mexico. You know, about whether these are alien fossils, you know, type thing. And, you know, it's been debunked and, you know, but people always go back and forth on those two. So who knows? But Ryan Graves, you know, usually when Ryan says something, I usually follow it and I tend to believe what he's saying, you know. Here's an 80 years of lies and deception. Is this film proof of alien life on Earth? What film are we talking about? Hold on. Let's find out. It didn't give me any more. What's up, Lisa? Thank you for popping in. It's me and Chris tonight. We'll be talking about anything. So anything you want to talk about, toss it out here. We are down. Yes. Hello, TESA. Whatever you would like to talk about, toss it out here. As long as it's paranormal. You know, we want to talk about like, you know,
what I had for breakfast.
What? Chris, what did you have for breakfast? Now we got to talk. Now, what was that? What did you have?
I had good sausage and eggs.
Sausage and eggs.
Yes.
Yum. That sounds delicious, dude. That really. You know what I had for breakfast?
Probably nothing.
Almonds.
Almonds?
Yeah.
Really?
I had almonds and coffee. I've had a lot of coffee.
Well, you got to have coffee. Like coffee is.
Here we go. The Age of Disclosure, a provocative new documentary that argues for the existence of extraterrestrials, has drawn gasps and criticism at the SXSW Film Festival. Well, of course, there's always going to be people that's going to criticize it. And it's people who, you know, I always get a little, like, when you see some of like the YouTube channels where, you know, we may have proof that life is on other planets. What are you talking about, dude? We've had proof, you know. So, but now we've got people who, you know, are criticizing it. Well, I got news for them. You critics are wrong.
Very much.
But yeah. That's interesting, man. We got a lot of cool docs out that we can go watch. And, you know, of course, don't get me wrong. I do follow this and I do, you know, try to separate my woo-woo and entertainment woo-woo from the actual woo-woo facts. And there are woo-woo facts. Oh, Lisa's already got a question. Bang! What do we got here, Lisa? I'm still having weird paranormal activity going on. It's probably because I'm an experiencer. You're exactly right. It's because you're an experiencer and because your windows and your doors are open. And the more they're open, the more you tend to experience.
I've noticed that.
That's the facts, Jack.
I've noticed that.
Yeah, that's the facts, man. And I mean, it's at this point, I've got so many experiences, you know, paranormal, that I don't even talk about it. You know, I'm like, oh yeah, that was at one time this happened, and then this happened. You know, one story, like me and Antoinette, my wife, we you know, this happened in our early 20s. I think we were only married a year, and you know, because there are some people that are more sensitive to experiencing things than others, and whenever you just accept it and just go with the flow, you know, it just kind of comes in one ear and out the other a lot of times. But I'll never forget this. This was the craziest thing, and my wife witnessed it. And this is one of the stories I don't even tell. I don't even tell this story that often. We had a VCR, and for you kids that don't know what a VCR is, it's this device that used to plug into the back of the TV, and then you would plug it to the wall, and then you'd put this thing called a VHS tape in it that you'd get from Blockbuster Video. We'll get into those later. And then you would you'd watch a movie. You would put it in and it would show the movie. But anyways, so we were trying to watch a movie on our VCR, and we put the movie in and we started watching the movie. But then we noticed the VCR was not plugged in.
Oh.
So, which was one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my life. So we were watching what was on that tape, and the VCR was not plugged into the wall. I don't have an explanation. I'm not an expert on electricity, but I'm pretty sure it takes power to operate a VCR. At least it did back in the 90s.
Yeah. Was it the right movie and everything too?
Oh, yeah. It was the right movie. I can't even remember what the movie was, though, now that I think about it. But I just remember, I'm like, how's this happening? And looking at Antoinette, and she was like, I don't know. But it's one of these things that, we both experienced at the same time. And it played for a minute, and then it stopped. But I just remember, I don't know, but when now, I'm more educated on the paranormal field, the way things work, that, there are electricity, a lot of things, there's a paranormal connection there.
Yeah.
And, even Tesla, Nicholas Tesla, was who knows, was big onto that and kind of talked a lot about that in his work. What do we got here, Lisa? I'm still writing my experiences in my journal. Definitely do. I should probably write more of my stuff. It's just so much stuff happens now, Like, I have stupid stuff. Just dumb stuff. Like, did I tell you the shoe? Makes no sense at all. It's dumb. I was sitting home one day, and I took my shoes off. And one of my shoes was, like, not set. You take your shoes off, you set them, and they're sitting like how shoes set.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, one was on its side. And I'm just sitting there home alone, and I just, for some reason, I look over at my shoe, okay? And the one like this all of a sudden fixes itself. Dude. I was like, that's weird.
So it was on its side.
It was on its side. The shoe was on its side.
You watched it.
I watched it happen right in front of my face. It was on its side, and then the shoe just goes, dude. It flips up the way a shoe should be. And the first thing I thought, I didn't think something paranormal. I thought, is there a frog in my shoe? Because you ever seen the old frog gets in the shoe and the shoe's moving. Ah! So I get down there and I look at the shoe, and there's nothing at all. There wasn't an earthquake. I don't get it. There wasn't a big strong gust of wind. No, the shoe just said boop. And I was like, that. So I couldn't explain that. Like I said, I have dumb stuff. Dumb stuff happen. It makes no sense. But let me tell you my shoe story. Lisa, now people want me to write a book. Heck yeah, you should write a book. Lisa, write you a book. We'll bring you on the cast. We'll let you talk about it, plug it. All your experiences, because Lisa's had some experiences. She's been on the podcast before, and she has shared some
many times.
Many times. You should definitely write a book. I believe people would buy it. You hear that, guys? Buy Lisa's book whenever she writes it, because she's got a ton of paranormal experiences.
But she does have a book. It's just not published.
I didn't know that. Oh, we need to get it published. We need to get it out there. So what about you, man? Nothing weird happened? Well, I mean, indigenous stuff, dude, with the drum making and stuff.
Yeah, I got more indigenous things. So we're learning songs, and I can't tell you what the songs are because that's tradition.
Okay.
So this one song,
dirty songs, too dirty for the podcast. As podcasty as we want to be.
So this one song has popped in my head a bunch of times, and it's the bear song or the food song. So when you're hungry, or like when you're having a meal, or because my spirit guide is a bear, and I'm also Bear Clan. So that song comes to me because of the bear. And I can just be driving down the road and that song will pop in my head. And I'll sing it, and I'll sing it all the way home. But it seems to happen when I'm driving to my drum group, home from my drum group, or when I'm passing like a native place. It just
Well, that's cool. So it happens like as you pass. Okay.
yes,
And you don't even know it subconsciously. It just kind of pops in your head.
pops in my head. I can start singing it.
That's cool. That's cool. Lisa, what do we got? What are we talking about, Lisa? Not that long ago, I went downstairs and an MIB was walking towards me. It didn't make me feel too comfortable. I just turned around and went back upstairs. So when you say MIB, you're talking about the Men in Black?
Yes.
So yeah, you've talked about encounters with them. That's still something that you don't hear a lot about these days anymore. Not a lot of people still talk about them, but they're still around. Definitely. That sucks. But you know, like I said, not all of these experiences make sense either, you know.
No.
Let's what is this documentary? What is the name of this? It said The Age of Disclosure. I wonder where this is streaming at. This is something I would like to check out. Oh, Paramount. I think it's, I don't know if it's Paramount. I'm not plugging any streaming service, by the way. Not yet. Not till my movie comes out. But let's see, what do we got here? The Age of Disclosure. So I'm going to go search this when we get, after this show here. And I'm going to watch this documentary. Because, I mean, that's what they keep saying. I guess it is kind of the age of disclosure. What do you think? What do you think? What if this is what's going on? What if, we're talking about like the AI? What if it's like an AI that's operating a lot of these drones and stuff?
I think so. I think the disclosure is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that. I could definitely see that. The disclosure is now, folks.
She does have a book.
Okay, so you do have a book, and it's titled Living in Two Worlds, a true account of an alien encounters, available on Amazon. So Lisa does have a book, so go get Lisa's book on Amazon. I'm sure it would be great, and some very she's had some really wild encounters and experiences, so that'd be an interesting book to check out. Thank you, Lisa, for updating us. Let's see, I wonder who is now we'll say this, I mean, there's Paramount ads all over this, so I'm assuming that's where you have to watch this. That's just my assumption. But Age of Disclosure. It could be China. It could be Russia. It could be adversary, but who knows? Yeah, who knows? I don't think it's anything to worry about. Hey, we got David Martin in the house. What's happening, David? Hi, in the months of March and April 2025, I've been in and out of the oh, man, dude. He's been in and out of the hospital. David, well, I hope you're out, and I hope you're doing well, and it is glad to see you. Hope everything is going okay in your world, man. And we're glad to see you. Definitely. Being in the hospital sucks.
Yes, it does.
It's crazy, dude, because like of all places that you would think you could actually get rest, a hospital is not one of them.
You can't get rest there.
No. You cannot get rest in a hospital.
They're poking and prodding you every 10, 15 minutes, every hour. It's like, no.
It's not a fun experience, but yeah, David, man, glad to see you, dude. Glad to see you, and so glad that you're not in a hospital, and hopefully things are going well for you. But yeah, this sounds like a very interesting documentary, talking about the Tic Tacs, the Tic Tac objects that fly off the coast of San Diego in 2004. That's the other thing that's so wild though, is like, there's reports that date back to like 1966, stuff that we didn't even have. I mean, that's the thing that's weird though. But I think we have figured out a way to reverse engineer a lot of this stuff. And what we're seeing flying around is ours. It is us. And I think it's being AI controlled. And, I talked to some people about AI and they kind of downplay it. Oh, no, it's not as smart as you think it is, or this or that. But maybe that's just what we have, at our fingertips, what the government has. I'm sure the government has some super top notch stuff.
Oh, I bet.
So, so who knows what's flying around, and maybe, it always gets to me whenever they would use the term non-human intelligence, or what was it, non-human intelligence, or was it non-biological, or I can't remember, but the term that they were using, like, well, dude, that could be anything, but a non-human intelligence doesn't necessarily mean an aliens. That could be AI. So I don't know.
Christy looked up that book, and it's $16.
$16 on Amazon, folks. Pick up Lisa's book. Pick up Living in Two Worlds, a true account of alien encounters, available on Amazon right now. There we go. What's that? What's that, David? The danger came from what? What was that? What are we talking about? We would love to engage in your conversation here. It's me and Chris. We flying solo tonight. We just talking, shooting the BS, if that's what you want to call it.
Have you gotten any paranormal experiences the last couple days? It was a new moon a while ago, so it's been pretty fun for the girlfriend. She's had a lot of
nothing. For me in particular, nothing that I can actually really think of. But now, like I said, stuff comes and goes in front of me all the time. So that I don't know. Now, they did have a cool thing. They just recently had a Bigfoot festival here in Tennessee, which of course we didn't get to make it to, but that would have been very fun to go to.
Yes, it would have been.
As far as actual experiences, nothing here is lately, but that doesn't mean, who knows, but nothing here lately, nothing spooky, but it's not really spooky to me anymore.
No.
You know what I mean?
Went over to my nephew's there, and there's spirits at his place.
Well, I tell you what. Because then hold on to that, so you got a story.
Yes,
nice.
Yes, I have a story. So.
Oh yeah. David, definitely on the AI, absolutely. I tell you what. Well, here's the thing. Chris has a story, and also we'll talk a little more about the AI and absolutely the danger that can come from that. It's. I already have my opinion of what I think is going the future, the near future is going to be like because of it. But it's also kind of one of those weird things that they tell you you're not supposed to talk about. But I tell you what, we're going to cut to the break. As soon as we get done with the break, we're going to come back. Chris, you share your story. Guys, hang tight. We're going to cut to the commercial break. We will be back, me and Mr. Chris Green, and we're going to be talking all things paranormal.
Are you an experiencer of unknown phenomena? Do you consider yourself a paranormal journalist? Do you investigate strange sightings in the sky? Or do you study the expansion of the human mind? You are not alone. Welcome to TESA, a one-stop shop that offers multiple services to experiencers. Place where we can work together. Place for us to learn. place for us to grow, a place for us to change the world. Join us today.
Have you ever wondered, or maybe just thought to yourself, if there were others just like you? You know, people with extraordinary abilities, psychogenic advancement, and perhaps unique intuitions. Maybe you just wondered if there were other people who experienced unimaginable, unexplained, or even unusual and paranormal events. Are there people who have more questions, more fears than answers? Well, you're not alone. You've never been alone. We believe you. Sign up for EA today.
It's not the strongest species, nor the most intelligent that survive, but the ones that are most adaptive to change. Join us for Beyond the Tinfoil Hat, live on YouTube, Facebook, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Don't miss live interviews on Beyond the Tinfoil Hat, the latest declassified Canadian UFO documents, or an inside look at groundbreaking investigations. Subscribe on YouTube today for free.
If you want to really find out about Ryan, ask him about all his work and UFOs in Ontario.
Ryan is one of Canada's leading new UFO investigators. He conducts and oversees UFO investigations on a constant basis. He's compiled a tremendous amount of data regarding UFOs in Canada.
I have used his research extensively. He's much more than a one-dimensional character. He's an authority on UFOs and investigating them, Meg.
Wow!
Really goes over how UFO investigations are done and what are some of the mistakes that people make when they submit evidence. For starters, don't edit your videos or photos before you send them.
He would come out with an annual report on not only the number of sightings, but how many were unexplained, unknown, or just, nothing could be said. What caused it?
If you want to hear more follow-up conversation between Ryan and myself, you can go to richardolanmembers.com, where we have a candid conversation on ufology, the paranormal, and more. And remember, while we learn and grow and search for the truth, let's be good to each other.
All right, we are back. Thank you guys for
back.
hanging out. There we go. Turn some lights on in there, man. You're sitting in the dark.
What up? I didn't think it got that dark that quickly.
That commercial break's so long, you know what I mean? It's actually the next day.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, dude. Yes, there we can see you now.
Yeah, there you go.
I like the bedroom. Hey, check it out.
No, this is a bedroom / office.
Oh, bedroom / office. Okay.
Yeah. This is not where I sleep.
Not where you sleep, only whenever you fall asleep in the office.
Correct.
There we go. Well, I tell you what, I said I wanted to hear your paranormal story. You got a ghost story. You got something creepy happened at your nephew's house? Did you say your nephew?
Okay. Yes, my nephew. Okay, so my nephew has a house that's built in like the 1800s. It's a century home.
Now here, hold on real quick. I want to say this because you're in Canada, and in the United States, we really don't have anything old. I mean, we've got old stuff. Don't get me wrong. For U.S. terms, old, but like, it's Canada's kind of the same way though, right? You guys are kind of like on U.S. terms when it comes to old stuff, right? Old houses. We're not like England and Europe where they've got things that this is 600 years old.
No, well, we do have, well, not 600, maybe 200 or 300 years old. So this was, I'm pretty sure it was built in the 1900s. And we do have there's an old man that fell down the stairs and died.
Bummer. What a crappy way to go down the stairs. You're on your way out. You're on your way out, and then you trip and fall, and you just die. You're like, you know what? You never get to leave now, dude, because these stupid stairs.
Yeah, he fell down the stairs and hit the.
Anyways, go ahead. I'm not stepping on your story. I'm just got hung up on the stairs. I'm tripping on the stairs. Let's go.
Yeah. So he fell down the basement stairs, hit the cement wall, and passed away.
That's a bummer. A cement wall at the end of the stairs.
Yeah. So there's one.
Oh, so there's more than one?
Oh, yeah.
Is it the stairs again?
Nope. Another died in the kitchen.
Oh, my God. What happened? Eating a sandwich. You got choked to death.
No.
He fell down the stairs in the kitchen?
No. She drank something, and it was poison.
Holy cow, boy. That's a really bummer way to go.
And that's a husband and wife. Okay.
So the wife poisoned the husband.
Correct. Or I don't know.
I mean, all right. Well, that was the rumor. That was the rumor. Now, first of all, were these people related? The guy who tumbled down the stairs and then the guy that drank the poison? Or did this happen?
So it would be it was the husband that fell down the stairs.
Husband fell down the stairs.
Wife.
I'm just laughing that he fell down there. I am actually. How long ago has it been? This was in the 1800s?
Yeah, 1900s.
See, isn't it weird, though? Let's stop real quick. Isn't it weird that it's okay for me to laugh about a guy that died, 200, 300 years ago, but I can't laugh about a guy that died 3 days ago? I mean, it's just, so if a guy fell down the stairs 3 days ago and hit a brick wall, that, I can't laugh. We can't laugh about that. Yeah. But if it happened 200 years ago, we can laugh about it.
Yeah. So,
anyways, go ahead.
So his wife died from drinking something that was bad, poison.
So it was the wife of the guy who. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And then they had a son and a daughter. The daughter was an infant.
Oh God, that's a bummer. Now it's never funny when that happens. It don't matter how many years ago.
So the son. I know Chrissy's not going to like this.
Way to kill the room, Chris. There we go. All right, here we go.
I know Chrissy's not going to like this part, but he hung himself in his closet.
Okay.
Years after the mom and dad passed away. And then the infant drowned in the bathtub.
Gosh, dude, just like a slew of bad luck. Was there like a curse put on him or something?
I don't know. So we've had, like, I go there. I was able to, because they did, like, my nephew did some research. The people in the house did some research, and they decided to call me because they know I can remote view.
You're sensitive, yeah.
Yeah. So I can actually remote view if I'm on the phone. So I can they called me up and they were asking me questions, and I'm like, okay,
you said
I gotta be in the right state of mind.
I gotta stop you real quick. You said you can remote view if you're on your phone.
Yeah, if I'm on the phone with
I can Google, bro, if I'm on my phone. What are we talking about here?
Okay, so if I'm on the phone with the person, I can tell them exactly where they are, exactly who's there.
Well, hot dog. So, but and no what Apple Air tags, no
No, and
This
I don't.
guy's hacked my phone.
No, I
Now
don't.
he's
I don't
doing
use
my
Apple.
cameras.
I use Android.
You don't want to hack mine, by the way.
So I'm like, okay, so his name's Logan, my nephew. And
you don't have to tell names on here, Chris, okay? You don't have to tell everybody's business.
My nephew, I'm like, you're downstairs, right?
Sorry, Logan. If you get hate mail or weird phone calls, it's Chris Green, who lives in Canada, who broadcasts from his office / bedroom. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
In a town next to a small town. That's what we'll say.
Yeah. So I'm like, you're downstairs doing laundry. He goes, yes. I'm like, there's a guy down with you. He fell down the stairs. He's like, is his name Frank? And I'm like, yes.
Calling Frankie now, but okay.
Yeah, so his name was Frank. I told, like, they Googled and everything. They found pictures, and I'm like, okay, so this is what he's wearing. And I told Logan what he was wearing. He goes, yeah. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, there's more spirits in the house. Upstairs, his wife. He goes, okay. I'm like, in the kitchen. What does he die from? I told him. And now they're starting to freak out.
So they knew this, but they knew
they knew of it. They didn't know how bad. So I'm like, okay, so there's two that's dead upstairs. And they're like, what rooms? I'm like, master bedroom. Or not the master bedroom, but the kids' bedroom. And the bathroom. He goes, okay. I'm like, the bedroom that's right across from the stairs. And they're like, okay. They're like, how do you know this? I'm like, just bear with me. And so I said, the people. And they're like, yeah. Okay. And I'm like, you have some bad spirits in your house too. But I can tell you why. And they're like, okay.
So why? Why?
Why
are they there?
They have a portal.
So they have a portal in their house where spirits can come and go.
Correct.
And the bad spirits, as long as they don't trip down the portal stairs,
right.
Clumsy old Frank.
They have some angry spirits in the basement. Only opens when the owners of the place are fighting, and they do that a lot.
Oh, okay. I can see that. You know, like
if there's really lost, because they really go at it, and you know it's bad. So
they fight a lot.
Every time I go there, I have to bring my smudge kit with me and close the door. Yeah.
What's that?
All right, so I burn sage and sweet grass and tobacco. And cedar if I have it. So I burn it in a little shell. And I've set the smoke alarms off. I don't know how many times over there. But I can close portals. I figured this out. I can close them. So this has only been in the last couple months that I've actually been able to close them. I didn't know I could.
Well, Chris, how many times you've never told me any of this before?
I know.
Guys, this is the first time Chris is like spilling the beans on his remote viewing and his.
Right, because I haven't really known that I could do this.
Now I want to ask you this. Hold on, I got to ask you a question. Okay, so why is it called a smudge kit? Did you make that up, or is that what it's?
No, that's actually what it's called. A smudge kit.
It's called a smudge kit.
Yes, we get smudge
kit. Sounds like something I should take with me on the road in case I can't make it to the bathroom. A smudge kit.
No, a smudge kit is actually what that is. It's indigenous.
No disrespect to my indigenous people. I love you.
My kit's indigenous. You can buy smudge kits any spiritual shop. So the feather that I use is actually an eagle feather to do my smudging. And I've closed the door I don't know how many times. I figured out that I can close the door over the phone. Don't ask me how I can do it because I don't know how I can do it, but I've done it. I can just feel that it's closed. Every time I go over there, I have to close it. And I keep telling them, I'm like, it's your guys' fault that it's opening. Like, stop. You guys need to fight, go outside.
So, okay, well, I think the good news is that, maybe this will kind of give them some self-awareness of, hey, we shouldn't be fighting so much. We're bringing negative activity in our home.
Oh, it's like complete negative activity because then, because
putting the bad stuff out there in the ether.
My nephew can feel too. He can't see. So he can feel that they're there.
I mean, you threw me off there for a minute. I thought he actually was blind.
No. He can feel the spirits. He can't see them. I can do both.
So, okay. Well, I'm kind of like Helen Keller. Okay. I can't hear or see them. Just kidding. I'm not like Helen Keller. I can touch them and feel them and see them and lick them, and I'm sensitive when it comes to the spirit world, and it's weird, and shoes move.
Yes. So Lisa has a portal in her bedroom closet.
She does. That's an interesting story, though, Chris, man. Seriously, dude. Thanks for sharing that, man. I had no clue. Something I learned new about you today. Guys, not only does Chris Green, he's a big fan of Dukes of Hazzard, but he's a big fan of the Spooks of Hazzard as well. And that's what he does. So we are, I learned something new, man. See, you never know what you're going to get out of these little surprise episodes.
No, you don't.
Miss Lisa, I have a portal in my bedroom closet. I bet you do. As much stuff that it's like Grand Central Station for the spooks, the spookiness there at your place.
I don't know what David said, but I'm going to get you to read it.
But who was here on the pond before white men show up here? Die, white man die. Did I ever tell the die, white man die story?
No.
That reminds me of a story, David, I got to share real quick. It's a funny story, and I wish I would have had this on video. So I was doing a show, and it was for a bunch of indigenous people. And I had them choose a magic word. And I did something, and some guy made a comment. It was a bunch of Cherokee Indian people, and one guy made a comment that sounds like a deal that the white man would do, and I kind of laughed about it. And anyways, when I had them choose a magic word, I came up with this, and I was like, hey, how about die, white man die? So having a whole room of Cherokee Indian people shout die, white man die at you every time, the magic word. That was amazing. It was hilarious. It was a hilarious moment. But anyways, you just had to be there. But yeah, I've been in a room shouted at die, white man. But I don't know what you're talking about, David. If you get a chance, pop in the question there. Throw us, enlighten me. I don't know who was here of the pond before white men show up here, and not me. And I take it David is in Canada, right?
I think so.
So, yeah, I don't know. I was, or I thought David was across the pond.
I don't know.
Anyways. No clue, David. I don't know, but indigenous culture, a lot of good spirituality. I think there's just so much cool stuff. To be learned that we still can learn from, and I found this out. People of Navi. Okay, cool. I'll let Chris interpret that because he's indigenous. I'm just a dumb one.
It could be the native people. Native people was here before white people.
Oh, yeah. Well, everybody, a lot of people were there before white people. I think white people were there before white people. It's white people are everywhere. We're kind of like, we're like gnats or roaches. Once you get us, you just kind of got to hang out. We just kind of, we scatter when the light, if it gets too bright, we scatter, But other than that, yeah, we're everywhere. Well, definitely interesting, man. Definitely interesting. Anything coming up freaking next week? We need a guest next week.
Yes,
and I'm gonna have a surprise guest.
Surprise guest next week.
Yes. So if you guys are watching and you want to be on the show, hit me up and pop on the show, and we will talk about whatever you want to talk about, as long as it's paranormal and spooky. Like I said, I don't want to care what you ate for breakfast. Yes. And we can talk about ghosts falling downstairs. We can talk about ghosts getting poisoned. We can talk about Chris Green's brand new haircut. I'm always down for that.
No haircut. That's the thing. I haven't had a haircut.
That's a lot.
I don't know what you're thinking. I haven't had a haircut.
Talk about pretty much anything you want to. A lot of UAP news out there. Go dig it. Check it out. I'm open for any type of conspiracy. Interview 9/11 people, JFK people, moon landing. Boy, that was a good one. And any stuff like that, man, please come on the show. But yeah, we're going to have a surprise guest. I just don't know who yet. But somebody will be here. Anything you would like to plug? Talk about? Well, here, let me plug one more time. I want to plug this before I get out of here. Plug my own show. Like, if you guys are listening and if you're anywhere close to the Asheville, North Carolina area this Saturday, I will be in Asheville, North Carolina, performing on the Asheville Vaudeville Show, one of the hottest shows in Asheville. It's a great time. You will definitely have a lot of fun. And Asheville is a pretty weird place, in case you don't know. If you've never been there, it's a beautiful town, beautiful city, full of beautiful people, and a lot of weirdness. So it's probably one of my favorite places to go. I think I saw, you can see Bigfoot smoking weed like any given moment in that town, just hanging out, making art. It's pretty beautiful. Did you fall asleep on me, Chris?
Nope. No, I'm still here.
Still with us?
Still with you.
Still kicking?
Yes.
So any big plans for the rest of the weekend? Any big weekend plans for you, sir?
No weekend plans, sir.
You're not doing anything?
No, just working.
Thank you. Lisa says great show. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. We definitely try.
We definitely try. Yeah.
We give it a shot. It was either that or we were going to see, Chris Green pole dance back there on that lamp. But we decided
not happening.
We decided to go with just a good old-fashioned paranormal conversation.
Yes.
So, but, I'll tell you, now this episode will be out. When are the episodes dropping out on streaming? When do they usually
They drop out on stream about 15 minutes after we're done.
Oh, wow, that fast. I didn't even know we hit that fast.
Yeah. It's not long.
That's super cool.
I do have to do a couple things to the stream, like change the name, but I can definitely do that.
Well, you're the tech guy. Yeah. It's your job. Just doing your job there, Cooter.
Exactly.
There we go. Well, good deal. When's the before we get out of here? I know you dropped going to go see your favorite comedian of all time.
Oh, that is on the 26th of July.
Okay, so you got a little time before that.
Yes, that's
good deal. And your second favorite comedian is
you.
There we go. See, there's the man.
You have to come into.
I gotta come up to Canada. I do.
Yes, you do. If you come up to Canada, I will go to your show.
Absolutely, I will definitely. I will come to Canada. You watch. I will. I'm coming. You just watch. I'm going to show up like a pimple on prom night, baby. You'll be that excited.
I will definitely show up.
Good deal. All right, I tell you what. How much do I have anything? Actually, I don't think we have a whole lot to plug, but we'll do the norm. The normie plugging stuff.
I will say goodbye.
Well, here, hold on. Let's do this hacky thing that we do. All right, on 3. You guys ready? We're going to make him. This is the coolest magic trick on all of podcast land, folks. Here we go. As soon as I snap my fingers, he's going to disappear. 1, 2, 3. Bingo. He's gone just like that. How did he do that, Magic Boy? Well, I'll tell you what, if you watch the podcast and more episodes, I might tell you. Guys, like I said, this was a pretty laid-back, chill episode, but it's fun. Thank you for your questions, David and Lisa. You guys are awesome. David, glad to see you back, man. Hang out. Pop in next week. We got a surprise guest next week. I don't know who it is yet, but we'll find them. We're going to dig them out of the dumpster and bring them on the show, and we're going to talk some ghosts, UAPs, all kinds of good, fun stuff to talk about. If you guys have not done so yet, please head over to Heed the World on Patreon. Show us some love. Make a small little donation to get you access to some really cool articles at experiencersupport.org by Mr. Ryan Stacy. He does his investigations. He puts some stories. He finds his evidence, puts it on there, and hey, you take it. That's what it is, man. And he's very down the middle and honest, so you know you're not getting any hoo-hoo or hoo-ha or woo-woo, whatever they want to call it. And sometimes some woo-woo creeps in there, and you're like, wow, that's weird. So it's definitely something definitely cool to check out. Head over to experiencersupport.org and show us some love. And speaking of showing us some love, be sure to like and subscribe to the podcast. Hit the like button, smash it, as they like to say. That always helps on YouTube land. And share with your friends. Tell them about it. Tell them to come check out the chat. You know, we got, opportunities for people to take the stage and give us their questions, and we try to answer it to the best of our abilities. So definitely do so. Like I said, we will be back next Tuesday, 7 p.m., same time, streaming live on YouTube. And we would love to have you guys pop in and join the show with us. And like always, folks, we are broadcasting live from the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network on 105.3 FM, the Gulf Coast, and 107.7 FM in New Orleans. Guys, this has been fun. I am your host, Danny Whitson. I will see you guys next week.
All right, that does it for this episode of Beyond the Tinfoil Hat. A big shout out for tonight's awesome guest, and a bigger shout out for everyone who tuned in. And if you haven't done so yet, be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube or wherever it is you listen to your podcasts. And like always, be sure to stay curious, heed the world, and keep the paranormal normal. I'm your host, Danny Whitson, and this has been Beyond the Tinfoil Hat.